Welcome back, you absolute doomed sausage monkeys. And today we're going to do a video based on Doom 1 and Doom 2. A review of both, because I kind of feel that Doom 2 is just a level pack for Doom 1. It came out a year later. Kind of the way what happened with Left 4 Dead and everybody went after Nut. Wonder if people went after Nut at that. It'd be quite interesting to find out if they did. So we'll start with the first game, Doom, or as this is the ultimate Doom. Aye, so it's the ultimate Doom and you can't actually get the normal Doom on console, because it is the one with the expanded episode, Thy Fleisch consumed. Now, the default way to play Doom isn't ultra-violence, or that's what they say, they being the internet. And I do manage to play the first 3 campaigns on ultra-violence without too much issue. I'll die every now and again, but thank God for save states. That's cheating, you fanny! Welcome to modern gaming. Even with older gaming, game states are a must for me because I'm shite now, okay? I'm shite! First 3 campaigns being Knee Deep in the Dod, then it's The Shores of Hell, and then Inferno. The 4th one being Thy Flash, Consumed, and fuck that. That's all I have to say. Like I say, I can get through the other 3 quite easily on ultraviolence, but Thy Flesh Consumes just an absolute ball-ache. Believe it was made by American McGee, now the guy that made all the Alice games. So maybe that's why it's so hard, I don't know, because maybe he's just a twisted fuck. But it's awfully hard. Good fun though. I mean, I did play it in an easier setting, I'd have no trouble admitting that. Just want to experience the fucking game. So this game's been around for like most of my fucking life at this point, you know. 1993 and then Doom 2's 1994. When the first time I played this was my uncle's PC back in the day. Then I got the Sega 32X version, which was ropey. But see, when it's all you have, it's amazing. And then upgraded to the PS1. Then I get Doom 64. And then I get Saturn version of Doom. And that was, oh dear God, that was shockingly poor. And yeah. We'll just ignore that one existed. Anyway, let's talk about the Xbox. Say the Xbox One version, or PS4, running backwards compatible on each superior machine. Whatever you have, doesn't really matter. Doom, for fuck's sake. And you get Doom running on a calculator, okay? So, you know, if your machine can't run Doom at a decent frame rate, you fucked up, especially now. And it starts with Deep in the Dead, Knee Deep in the Dead, or Dobber Deep in the Dod. And I love it. I just think it's amazing. It's one of the games that I'll go back to, consistently. Year after year after year after year. It's amazing. Like 30 years later, I'm still playing it. Can't say that about many games. Even like Unreal's not that popular. In fact, Unreal's dead at this point. So for an old shooter to be this popular and relevant that long after its release, I've done something special. Even if it does look like a 16-bit Mega Drive game. Even though the Mega Drive couldn't really run it, and neither could the SNES, even though it got a SNES release, but that was holier shit jobby farts, that was just not worth playing. Missing animation, so the satisfaction of killing a demon was like ripped away for the game. No thanks. Nah, you're alright. Ram that up your arse. So each campaign had about 8 levels. I could finish Knee Deep in the Dead on ultra-violence in about an hour without deaths or saving. Even though I did play it today to get the footage for this video, I struggled because I've not played it in a wee while. I've not played it in about 5 months, so I'll need to hone up again, get all the rust booted out my ears and between my fucking fingernails, and yeah, you understand. It's you depreciate with ability if you don't play games often. I remember this game actually being not so much scary, but it's atmospheric and just the ideas it bring to my head. I mean, a lone marine wandering around the space station and then going to hell, literal hell, just come back to Earth. It's close enough, do you know what I mean? It's fucking close enough now. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, man. My favourite weapon in the game's got to be the shotgun. Even though it does lose its value later on, you can still take cacodemons out with it and fucking barons of hell out with it if you're a wee bit more, cautious and careful and you've got the lightning reflexes of a cat. But you can do it. I think you could even take out a cyber demon with a shotgun. It'd take ages, and I just don't. Nah, I don't fancy that kind of turmoil. So it's a rocket launcher with the BFG. Some of the levels are a bit duff, like the boss levels. I don't think are very good. like the Cyber Demon boss level, the end of chapter 2, and you're like, it's just a big square room with rocket launcher shells all over the place for you to batter fuck at it. And it's the same at the end of the 3rd chapter. This, where it's just another big room with a spider with a chain gun, spider mastermind with a chain gun, couple of barons of hell, couple of cacodemons, and then you've kicked it into touch. So that, and yeah, that's where the level design falls apart, is towards the end of each chapter. Not so much in Knee Deep in the Dead, although it is still pretty short and poor, I think. Jobby. Chainsaws a must. You have to find a chainsaw as soon as you can when you're playing them. There is one in level 2, and it's a secret, but I think most people will know about that now. There's also a rocket launcher in level 2, which again is another secret that probably everybody fucking knows. And there's a soul cube on level 2. Guess what? Secret. Same area as the rocket launcher, because it sort of feeds into each other, those two secrets, which is pretty sweet. So I love the game, and if you don't own it, you have to stand yourself in front of a mirror and ask yourself, why don't you own it? Righty, let's wrap this on with Doom 2. Now, as I was saying before, Doom 2 really does just feel like a level pack. You get 30 new levels, you get 1 new weapon in the double barrel shotgun, which is probably one of the greatest weapons in video game history when it comes to action shooters like this. And you can get, you get it fairly early on in the game. You get it in the 2nd level, the underhalls. And it's not a secret, it's just lying out in the open for you to just, I think I'll have that. There's a bunch of new monsters though. You got the Revenant, you've got the Mancubus, you've got the Hell Knight, which is just a downgraded version of the Baron of Hell. You get the Archvile, which I cannot fucking stand. They actually cut that out, the PS1 version, thank fuck. What a pain in the arse. He's not even all that tough. It's just that when he's got a line of sight weapon that he just needs to look at you and you get hit, it's kind of annoying, but you can rubbish him in a few double barrel shotguns. But he will get a hit in, because you won't kill him in time. And he can resurrect dead monsters. But I don't think he can resurrect gibbed dead monsters, so rocket launcher when the enemies come around, but some enemies don't gib, like your cacodemons and your bull demons. They don't gib, they just die. They fall over dead. And yeah, it's just a pain in the hole. Then there's the levels themselves. I mean, the first 5 or 6 are quite good. I quite like them. I like it up to the Crusher level, and then you get Dead Simple, which is just a box. Again, it's another one of these boss type levels, and it's just full of pains in the arse, especially if you're playing in Ultra Violence. It's just full of Mancubi and Arachnotrons. I forgot to mention the Arachnotron as a new enemy. I like them, and I like the noise they make when they fucking explode and die. Yeah, they're pretty cool, but they can rubbish you in about a minute and a half, because they've got plasma guns. Green plasma, and you have blue plasma in your plasma rifle. And if you're dead simple on, it just degrades level quality build wise. You get like tricks and traps, it's okay. You've got things like Downtown, which is just an abomination of a level. Tenements is okay. Then you get the Chasm, which I just can't stand. It's just tiny wee fucking catwalks, and I just don't like it. Just infuriates and frustrates me. And towards the end of the game, they all sort of devolve into pure pish. As like, I'm playing Doom 2 recently, and I'm going, I don't fucking really like a lot of these levels. They're shite. And the last boss, oh my god. Fucking icon of bin. Put that bastard in the bin. There's a fucking JPEG of a ram's skull. Looks cool, right enough. And it says something backwards like, ha, you're a dauber if you think this is a good level. Something like that. And if you get the PC version, you can no-clip through the fucking thing and just kill the boss, and it's John Romero's head on a stick. And it roars every time you shoot it. But what you have to do in the real world, you know, people that don't have no-clip, us lowly console peasants, you know, we have to ride a fucking pillar in the middle of the room whilst this thing's firing cubes out of its arse, randomly generating in monsters, and the more and more it comes, and fucking hell, it's like, and because the game is based on the one plane, like, it'll maybe look like you're higher than another enemy, but you're not. So if you've got a bull demon or any demon at the bottom of this pillar and you go to shoot the boss, it'll hit the building and kill you! Ooh. I'd rather they just had like a monster rush. Like, just give me a big arena with monsters and once they're all dead, I've won. Because the boss fight is crap. I'm sorry, I know technology was limited, but it was pish. And with the quality of that boss fight and a load of the levels, probably about half of them, you can see where it probably should have had more than just 1 year of development time. Because it feels rushed. Alright, that's my 2 cents on Doom 1 and Doom 2. I still think Doom 2 is worth having, but it's just nowhere near as good as its predecessor. And I think it's actually quite a disappointing game. Okay? Just as a wee thing before we get started in this video, there will be heavy spoilers for the game coming up in the video, right? So you've been warned.
Bravo team, entry secure. Move in and take positions. Quiet. Did you hear that? This is lead. Give me status. Always clear. There's nothing here, Sam. What the hell? Lead, I'm swinging around left. No!
Welcome to another review, and I will now talk to you about Doom 3 for approximately as long as I can be bothered. You could say that Doom 3 was the black sheep of the Doom franchise family, and certainly definitely is that way. It's the game that is the least like any Doom game I've ever played. In fact, I would actually say that if id were making Doom 3, had they spent more time making a Doom game and not a Half-Life clone, they might have actually come off a little bit better. That's not to say that Doom 3 is a bad game. It is not. It just isn't a Doom game. It is a horror Half-Life clone, and it's weird. Very, very strange they went down that road. Because one wouldn't say that Doom was like a serious horror game. It was cartoony, and it was like a lot of action, a lot of gore, a lot of silliness. Had its spooky moments every now and again, more so with the remakes, like the Doom 64 or the remaster on PlayStation 1, for instance. They're a bit more spooky, better lighting, shit like that, dark places where you can see nothing. That is Doom 3 in its entire essence. Its lighting is it's part of its character as much as the Imp or the Doom Marine or a shotgun or the BFG. It's weird, and I like it, but I'm not in love with it. It's not a game that I would go, oh, I must play that again in a 6-month period, or I'll fire on Doom 3 and play it every week. No, you're not going to do that. Well, I didn't by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I haven't actually finished Doom 3 in quite some time. The last time I remember finishing it was when I got the original Xbox version that had bits removed and levels trimmed down, and actually it was a much, much more fun experience than its PC counterpart. I did finish it in PC, but I didn't love it. Mostly because my PC could barely handle the loading of the game. But I thought the Xbox version, it was a more focused game. Less farting about, less stupid wee side things that are just so annoying. They took some of the horror aspect out. There's bits where you'll get wee cutscenes of like the fucking whole room will burst into flames. They took a lot of that out, which is fine. They were kind of jarring and weird, and they didn't really add anything. It's like, oh, that's really spooky, isn't it? Well, see, when you play it now, it's more annoying than it's actually upsetting the flow of the game. And there are mini games. One of them is forced. One of them you have to use a claw arm to remove toxic gas barrels. That was just terrible.
I didn't like it. It stops the game dead in its tracks, and you're like, oh, up, down, left, right, up, down, oh, is it on that? Oh, it's there. Oh, no, up, down. Very, very annoying stuff. The other mini game is Super Turbo Turkey Puncher 3. That's completely optional, and it's funny, but it does get really boring. And there is an achievement or trophy tied to it if you get like a certain amount of points. Just keep punching until you get a trophy pop up on the screen, then you can leave it and never look at it again, ever. So why do I say this is more like Half-Life than Doom? Well, let me put you in the picture. You start the game, you get dropped off by a space shuttle at a spaceport on Mars, and then you get to walk around the complex and explore and download things to your PDA, play this stupid arcade game, Turbo Turkey, blah blah blah, yeah. Punch that turkey until it's dead 1,000 times over. Walk around, maybe slightly interact with some of the NPCs. Then you go and you talk to your soldiers. Like, you took your sweet time getting here, Marines. It only took the time it takes normally to walk from one end of the base to the fucking other, you bald-headed wank. And this is the guy that The Rock plays in the Doom movie, and I'm going to say something really fucking weird and controversial here, right? See the turning of Sarge in the actual game? Ridiculous. It's just sudden. They actually nuance it a bit more in the movie, and he doesn't turn into a tank somehow. It's like, yes, Sarge turns into a tank. What? Why? Dunno. Aye, okay. Where did they come from? Was that a secret thing they were doing? Tank treads on humans? A bit silly if you ask me. I prefer legs personally. They're a lot more useful, and you can go up and down stairs. It's just a wee bit embarrassing that the movie does a better job of character development than this long-ass game. Took your sweet time. I fucking hate that guy. It just irritates me. I'm glad I got to kill him. Do you know that? Shoot him in the face with a fucking BFG prick. Anyway, other monsters that I hate. Other monsters that I hate are the wee spider fucking things that appear throughout the game, and they're not even satisfying to fight. They just sort of, when you kill them, roll into themselves and turn into a wee pile of sick, and they can fucking stun lock you into corners, and it's like, this isn't Doom. Why are there wee annoying spider things that are like fucking ankle high, and that's not the only wee annoying fast enemies. The spiders aren't fast. They're slow. You can just miss them because they're like, you need to look completely down at the ground almost. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a spider. And they'll jump at you like a facehugger. I hate it. Then you get these wee baby things. It's like, what the fuck is this? They're actually quite disturbing looking, but they're just shite and annoying, and they're rocket fast. Like wee wings, and they just float about the place and annoy you, and it's like, when you just get to fuck, this isn't Doom! Well, Half-Life had little annoying enemies in the head crab, so we've got to have them, only we'll outdo them and make them 10 times more irritating and add more than one type of small irritation to irritate you. And just because Half-Life did it doesn't mean you have to, okay? If it's not good there, it's not good here. I actually don't mind the head crabs because you can battle them to death with a crowbar. You don't have a crowbar in this. You don't have any melee weapons apart from your fists, and they're shite, useless. Very shite and useless. There are some new monsters that I quite like. There's like this double-headed thing that's quite satisfying to shoot in its coupon. You've got like a spider boss, which I actually don't like. Again, it's not very Doom. It looks more like something out of a Darksiders or a Zelda. What else is there? They've changed the Baron of Hell now to a Hell Knight, which I actually quite like. It looks like the Shambler from Quake. That's what it reminds me of, and they do make appearances in other Doom games. Only slightly redesigned, you know. What else? There's a teleportation thing that's quite annoying. The Lost Souls are as irritating as you remember from the other games. The Pinky Demons, now I really do like the Pinky Demons. They're fast, they look menacing, they're half mechanical. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's one of the actual changes that I did like. Cyber Demon's a boss fight at the end, which was pish. The Guardian of Hell, where you get the soul cube off of, was quite a good boss fight. You need to shoot these wee light things that float around about it. Then you fucking leather it with a rocket launcher. It's pretty cool. There's not an awful lot of variety in the locales though. That's a big disappointment for me. It's just like everything's really dark and industrial. They really went over the top with the lighting. You go to hell a little bit, but not enough to break the game up. It's mostly in wee dark tunnels trodden about where you can see next to nothing. Pull out your torch, which is now on your actual armour, as opposed to being a separate thing. Thank God they changed. I hated that. It's little, but that's part of the game, yeah, but it doesn't make it good. Just because it's part of the original game to have a separate torch, which you can batter folk with, which was pretty funny. You can't attack the NPCs, but see if you time your swing enough, and you're far enough away, you can walk into the fucking swing and kill them, which I thought was hilarious, and no one will say a fucking dicky bird to you. What I did like was the PDA system. You have to look and listen in your PDA files for door codes. The only problem is you can miss them, and if you miss them, you're fucked. You can't get in certain sections. But you can do what I do and just look it up online, because I'm not fucking trudging through all that shite. No chance. But it was still a pretty novel way for you to get lore and get things you need in the game. Big fan of that. Or am I? You would think that I wasn't by the way I was just talking about it, but I actually do quite like it. Christ, there's even a monorail section now that I remember it, and I almost completely forgot about that. It's also got some fake choices. Fake choice being that you can either call in the military or you can not call in the military, whereby if you choose not to call them in, the bad guy will call them in a couple of missions later anyway, so it really doesn't make any difference. In fact, if your choices are going to wind up to mean fuck all, don't have them, because it's just silly. It's not an RPG, for Christ's sake, it's DooM! As for characters, you've got this bureaucrat guy turns up with his wee marine buddy who's got a BFG, and that's about all I can say about that, because I don't really care. Dr. Betruger's quite interesting, he's creepy looking. You just know he's the bad guy from the minute you see him. He's got like one less scaly eye, and he's like, oh, he's all creepy and shit. Well, if they hadn't have fucking forced me to do that, they would have got better results. A smarmy, arrogant prick. You're like, I'm going to be killing you. Spoiler, you don't. Yeah, that's the next thing about this game, is you don't kill the main bad guy at the end of the game. He just escapes. Turns into this big flying creature and fucks off back into hell's arsehole, and you're like, aye, very good. The last bad guy is a cyber demon, and it's huge. It's like the size of a fucking house. In fact, it's bigger than that. It's like the size of 5 houses stacked on top of each other. And you don't actually fight it per se. It's a wave battle where you fight hordes of wee enemies to power up this soul cube. Once the soul cube's powered up enough, you let it fly, and it'll damage the cyber demon, and you'll rinse and repeat until you kill the fucking thing. Whereby the cube cuts its leg off and then sticks right in its fucking coupon. Good night, cyber demon, you will shite. And then the game ends, and there's 2 add-on packs. There's the Resurrection of Evil add-on pack where you'll go a different marine. Aye. We'll review that one another time. That'll be a separate video. Plus the Lost Mission. I might just do a Doom 3 DLC review and do both of them at the same time, because I don't think the Lost Mission is all that long. So it'll be interesting to see. I've never played it. I've briefly played Resurrection of Evil with the redesign of the Lost Soul to look like the Lost Soul this time, and not just some bald-headed fuckwit with an engine in their throat. Yeah, weird. Very strange. So in conclusion, I think Doom 3 is a good time. It is a good game. It's just, it's not Doom, and I really think it missed an opportunity here to create a new franchise, a new horror shooter genre. First person survival horror with no lights. I didn't like the no lights part. I actually just found it really irritating. Pulling the torch out every 2. Even the torch you get on your fucking armour runs out of energy, like, and it's takes 2 seconds to power back up, and you're switching on, off, on, off. It's just, why even bother at that point? But there's no way around it. They had to do. You couldn't have the torch on constantly, because it would break the game, and it would. You could see everything coming, and it would be a scoosh. But then if you don't have the torch, and you can see absolutely fucking nothing, and it gives way from fear to pure and utter frustration, and it's like, this isn't scary anymore. This is just annoying. I can't see anything to be scared. It's like, have I gone blind? The game does have a couple of novel bits with the lighting system where you have to, you know, like escort a wee scientist guy through a wee maze that's gone completely dark because of a power outage. That was cool. It lasts about 5-10 minutes tops and then it's over. Yeah, I wish it sort of had focused sections with the light and not like the whole game be this puzzle light fucking fiasco. And like, oh, but you got to shoot monsters as well, but I can't shoot what I can't see unless they're firing fireballs at you. And even that, well, here another thing that I really like, you can shoot the fireballs out the air of like the imps and the cacodemons and that. That's cool. And the version that I'm playing is the remaster, the re-release. This is like the third re-release. You've got the original release, the one on the original Xbox, then you've got the one on the Xbox 360, and then you've got this one, so it's the fourth release. Not the BFG edition, but it is, it's just not called that any longer. It's just called Doom 3, and it's digital only, so if you want a physical copy of this, you will need to buy it on PC, which is a Steam code, so forget that, the Xbox 360 or the PS3. Be aware though, the PS3 is janky and it's got really inconsistent frame rates. The Xbox 360 version isn't perfect, but it's fucking hell of a lot better than the PS3 version. So, plus, with both versions, you'll get Doom and Doom 2, the original Doom and Doom 2, which I really like. So they weren't too stingy. That's the only way you'll get a physical release. It is available in backwards compatibility on Xbox One, not on PS4 or 5. You're going to have to get the digital version, which isn't that expensive, it's cheap. It's also out on Switch, sorry, forgot about that. It's also out on the Now if you want to play your Doom games on the go, I don't, I get horrible motion sickness when I play games on the go. So I'm a home gamer, or stationary gamer, I suppose. You can do that if you do so wish. Okay, well, thanks for joining me on this triumphant, whatever this is, review journey thing down memory past. I will do a review of Doom 64 next, and then we'll move on to something else. I'll just talk shite. My usual, you know, my usual. Like I said, thanks for joining. Adios.
Orzu, Amiran, Inokas. Rise, rise, Quas Mir Yalofan. There is no death for you.
Just as a wee thing before we get started in this video, there will be heavy spoilers for the game coming up in the video, right? So you've been warned.
Reaches out for what is ours. We have been unbound. They have arrived, my children. As I promised, rise up, awaken. Our new reign begins now!
And welcome to my next review, which is Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission DLC packs. Now, Resurrection of Evil did come out not long after Doom 3 was released. And I'll go through some of the changes the game faced, like the fact you don't go the same marine you went in Doom 3, there are new weapons and artifacts to fart about with, a couple of new enemies, some new boss encounters, not all that great I'm afraid. The boss encounters that I've seen, and I've only seen 2, yes, full disclosure, I haven't completely completed this game yet, but I've done enough to get the gist of how it's going to go. And a lot of climbing about very similar looking corridors, very similar looking locales. I'm sorry, it's not really changed. So if you were hoping for like new environments, no, you're really scuttling about the same ones that were in Doom 3, which is a bit of a shame really when you think about it. They had the opportunity here to really bring in some new locales and they just didn't do it. So this is what we've got, this is what we have to play with, and we'll judge it accordingly. Now the new enemies, the ones that I've encountered, are a new imp. That looks stunningly like an alien from the Aliens franchise. Now I know that that was a big inspiration for Doom, was Aliens. You can really see it in this new imp. It scuttles about on all fours. It's got a big tail, it's very pale looking. It climbs in the walls. Still throws annoying, really powerful fireballs at you. But it just looks like, yeah, this is very on the nose Aliens, which is cool. I like it. It's a pain in the arse to fight, but it's kind of good fun at the same time. The other one was the big face man, and it's just like a demon with a big face on it, and it fires fireballs at you like a mancubus, which is really weird looking. They've also redesigned the Lost Souls, so now they look more like Lost Souls from the base Doom series, which I am all in favour of, because I thought they looked fucking stupid in Doom 3. Creepy as fuck, but stupid nonetheless. And in this, you'll face off against bosses, and they're just like, they're Hell Knights that have powers. I think there's 4 of them. I've encountered 2. They're kind of shite, I'm sorry, but I'm not really enjoying them all that much. And I'm sorry if I sound low energy today, it's just, I'm tired, and I'm not all that enthusiastic about this add-on. They've changed a few things, righted a couple of wrongs, I should say. And they've really, I don't know, it just feels like, blech. You've also got a heart artifact that'll let you pull off different powers, like slow down time and shit like that, which is, it's fine. It's good when you're in like a confined area and you're fighting an incubus. Or you could just have better monster placement so I don't need to use these stupid powers to fucking beat it. But it's just, it's kind of more of the same, and that's the biggest problem I have. More of the same. I've not taken many risks with this one. There's a couple of new weapons, like the super shotgun makes a return, which is great, and that's really all I've been using since I found it, because this game throws ammunition at you, and I don't think there's ever a point in time when I don't have at least 200 shotgun shells. Then you get the gravity gun, which was just a pure rip-off of the gravity gun from Half-Life 2, because yes, this came out after Half-Life 2. And it's like you can throw back fireballs, but I kind of find grabbing them can be frustrating, because you need to be dead on accurate. There's no deviation or no room for error here. You miss it, you're fucked, and you get a fireball in the face, and you're like, I'm only a pixel out. What the fuck, eh? So that's really all I have to say. It's more of the same. If you want to play it, go ahead. You might as well. It's part of the package. If you really love Doom 3, I mean, you're going to love this, because it's literally more of the same. But I think it's too much more of the same, and the differences are not enough to keep me all that interested in it. You do get to fight Betruger at the end of it though. Oh wow, exciting. Right, we'll move on to the Lost Missions and we'll see what that shit heap's like.
Bravo team, entry secure. Move in and take positions. Quiet. Did you hear that? This is Lead. Give me status. Always clear.
So we've moved on to the Lost Missions, and you're like, what's the Lost Missions, Craggs? Well, just think of it as Blue Shift. Remember that? Blue Shift and Opposing Force for Half-Life? This is this versions of Doom 3's blue shitey shift, and it's about 2 hours long. I couldn't believe it when I finished it. I was like, you done already? What the fuck? I am done. That was exciting, wasn't it? No, really, because like ROE, Resurrection of Evil, this just goes through the same bits you've already seen again. The only thing saving grace of its go is the fact that Hell looks a wee bit better. It's a wee bit more interesting looking than just dark caves with rivers of lava jobby, you know what I mean? Boo. The Lost Souls for the ROE make a comeback, even though they don't actually make any sense here, because you're going through parts of Doom 3 at the same time as the Doom Marine. So, why did Lost Souls different? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. There's no white imps from Resurrection of Evil campaign. They don't make a comeback, but the weapons do, thank fuck. The double barrel shotgun, which is the best fucking gun in the game. For 99% of your fucking enemies, I mean, save the boss fights, I used the BFG and leathered them, do you know what I mean? So it's fuck yous. Yeah, the bosses aren't that great either. The only boss that I can remember, I think the only boss that's in this game, well, sorry, this level pack, it is a very short level pack, is the Guardian that was in Doom 3, only you don't have the wee light things to shoot down first. You just leather it with a gun, and then it's done. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's so unremarkable that I couldn't believe how short it was either. It's like 2 hours. Sorry, I finished this in 1 hour and 46 minutes. Fart and you'd miss it type deal, you know what I mean? Well, it's a freebie, you're no paying any extra. Thank fuck, imagine you paid like $15.99 for this, you'd be like, are you fucking serious, Ed? It's almost as bad as horse armour. Yes, so, you get the double barrel shotgun, you get the gravity gun, you can do all that jiggery pokery. The big face man with the Mancubus gun arms has made an appearance, though. That one's back, but the imp, I don't think the white imp's back this year. It's one of those things that I've no long finished it actually. I've just like played it fucking a few hours ago, finished it a few hours ago, and I can't remember half of it because it's just a big bag of it's just a big bag of nothing. It's like I don't even really know what more to say about it. It's just so. It's so middle of the road, it's almost a pointless endeavour. It's like mere fluff, mere locales that look exactly the same as every other. The game, fuck's sake. The game ends in hell. I mean, every fucking game in this wee collection ends in hell. It's like, why don't you just end it in fucking Little House on the Prairie or Deadwood or something other than fucking hell? Because hell is like, well, it's like the base that you go through. You can see nothing. There's candles everywhere. There's fire everywhere. But you can that's the weirdest thing. There's lava and fire everywhere, but you still can't see a fucking thing. It's nice to catch a Hell Knight's fireball at its hand on and skite it right back in the fucking, right back in its stupid, ugly bastard and shambler looking face. Still think they're just shamblers. They're just a rip off of a shambler for Quake. When you gonna release that in the consoles? Your Quake collection, Ed? I know, Rare. Rare? Fucking hell, what the hell are you on, you prick? I know Raven Software made Quake 4. I like Quake 4, got a bad rap, don't know why. Just, who knows. I like the dark industrialness, a lot of which you have taken into this game. But I think Quake 4 is actually a far more interesting game because it's not a pretend horror game. It's an action game. And you just leather people from fucking start to finish. Get that remastered and onto the PS fucking PS whatever and Xbox Series jobby. Do us a favour, will you? Right, I'm going to stop rambling. I actually just sort of extended it a wee bit so I could get something else to say. My overall opinion of the Lost Mission is you will play it once and forget it and you'll never go back to it because it's fucking shite. Okay? Right folks, thanks for watching. Giggity.
You don't have much time. Get to the center.
Reserve 1, Dark Star lowering to surface. Dark Star confirmed, we have visual, moving to pickup.
Nice work, Marine.
Just as a wee thing before we get started in this video, there will be heavy spoilers for the game coming up in the video, right? So you've been warned. Hello there troops and welcome to another video. Welcome to my Doom 64 review. Neat, motherfucker. And this is the second attempt at recording this. Actually, it's not the second, fucking third. The first attempt was bollocks. The second attempt was worse than bollocks. It was shitty bollocks. And the third attempt is going to be where I shine. I shine and throw my enthusiasm for this game. If you look at me like again, son, I'm gonna rip your jaw. Anyway, yes, Doom 64, originally released on the Nintendo 64. Back in the day, all those days ago. Now we can play it with a completely new control scheme that actually works. Because the N64 control pad is pish. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, it's fucking shite. Unlike this delicious game, it's not shite. This game is like the favoritist pudding you've ever had in your life, doubled. Double it, cover it with sticky toffee shit and fucking chocolate and all sorts of whipped cream and food porn. I like to read food porn. Craggs, do well to shut up and talk about the game now, thank you. Okay. So you don't know if you're a fan of the game or not. Well, there's only one way to find out. Buy it, play it, love it. And if you can't do any of those things, watch this video and I'll probably tell you absolutely nothing you want to know about it, and I'll just ramble for 10 minutes and you'll wonder why you watched the video in the first place. Nah, hopefully it'll be a bit more informative than that. I like to roast myself because, well, who else is going to do it? So Doom 64, released on the N64, bad controller, C buttons, hate them, bin that shit. I still played it. I actually imported it from America, so I loved it that much, you know. Well, it was Doom, and I couldn't not play it, so I had to order it. It was about 60 quid. Then I had to have some sort of like, you know, like converter thing. Like it was like another control fucking thingy we do for you plugged into your machine. Then you plug the cart on top of that, and then yes, bingo. I don't know why I just didn't wait for it to release over here, because it did, but I don't know. I can't remember how long it took. But anyway, I was playing it before everybody else. I was like, oh, I'm playing this new Doom game, and nobody else was playing it because I thought the world was tinier when I was younger. But none of my friends had it because they didn't like the N64 all that much, and quite frankly, neither did I. Well, I liked it, but it was back to that fucking controller. That controller ruined many a game for me, like pretty much all of them. I bought the remaster of Turret on the Xbox One X, and you know, I was like, holy shit, this is a whole different game now. Actually, I can fucking play it and make jumps and all that joyfulness. It's a better experience when you've got a good controller. So this remake of Doom, well, it is really a remake. It's not the same. It's not a port of the PC version like they did with the PS1. Only they changed the SFX. They made it sound so much more sexy, so much more scary. They even changed the lighting. Like, oh, the lighting! PC can't do this lighting. It could, but just Doom was an old game. Do you know what I mean? Actually, no, it wasn't at the time, because I think it was it 96. So it was only like 3 years old. It wasn't that old. It wasn't old at all. Doom was only 2 years old at this point. It just seemed older than what maybe the newfangled consoles would fly in the face of all this shit, and you get all this lovely fancy lighting and all this lovely fancy fucking sound and new SFX, and it's just like I gave it a fresh coat of paint even though it didn't really need it. I think they just wanted it to have more of a punch, and the N64 version benefited from this as well because it had all the new soundtracks. SFX sexy. It's not all it had. It had new levels, completely new levels. This is a completely new game. It's not a port. It's a ground up from the built for the N64. Redrew all the sprites for all the monsters. Some are better than others. Like the bigger complaint I have here is that the shotgun guys and the normal grunts, they're the same bloody model, so I'd never know if I'm facing off against a shotgun guy or a grunt. Best course of action there is just to treat them all as shotgun guys and get them to fuck as soon as you see them, because they can really whap half a big bit of health if you're not expecting it. Really love the redrawn Pinky. I always thought the Pinky looked fucking stupid. This Pinky is like gorgeous. Love it. Now, not every monster made it into this game, like the chain gunner. Nah, nowhere to be seen. No arch vial either. Thank fuck, they're just a pain in the arse. They're not even all that difficult to deal with. They're not all that strong, they're just a pain in the arse. What else? Can't remember, it'll come back to me. Revenant, no Revenants. So you've got redrawn like Mancubus. They look quite cool. They actually look very similar to the Mancubus in Doom 2016. The redrawn of the Imp looks good. The Pain Elemental though, I'd have ditched that. I fucking hated that thing. I don't mind the Lost Souls, they look great as well. I don't mind that, but the Pain Elementals, they just serve as an irritant. A flying, and in this case, double-jawed fucking irritant. No. Bin that pish solidly. I like the Cacodemons, although I do find that the wee arms they have a little unnecessary. Looks a little silly because it sort of changes the monster. Now the Cacodemon in Doom 3 looked like fucking crap. It looked like a fucking, you know, it looked like a fucking orca. It looked like a humpbacked whale or a killer whale that had been shoved into this compactor and just like, we'll give it some jet engines. It looks shite. I hate it. But the redesign, well, your Barons and Knights of Hell, they pretty much look the same, only a little more chunky, a little more taller, and a bit as menacing as you can get. And they've redone all the guns as well. Now the guns, they've been stripped down a wee bit in their animations. You no longer get the really satisfying of the shotgun or the reloading animation of the double barrel. It's just kind of annoying. I don't know, I think it was done to save on like space in the cart, something like that. You also get no wee face, which I'm actually okay with. It's a very minimal HUD, but the weapons, the animations, I wish they'd went back and redrawn that and just basically upgraded it. I know they were trying to keep to the original feel of the game. Fine, even have it in as an option like they did with Doom 2016 rather, and Doom Eternal, where you could put it in the classic weapon pose. But it's not the biggest of big deals, it's just a wee bit. Some of the puzzles in this are fucking irritating. There's a puzzle not second level. You have to run around after a floating key card, and it just sort of changes its location like 4 or 5 times, and you're like, did you do this just to, you know, extend the length of the game artificially? Because that's how it feels with that shit. What it should just be, we're running into a room, clicking a button and picking up a key, running into a room, clicking a button, going to pick up a key, disappearing, going to pick up a key, disappearing, going to pick up a key, disappearing, and then you get the fucking key. And then enemies spawn, which I was fine with the enemies spawning part, but the teleporting key, piss off, shite. And there's numerous puzzles like that through the game, but there's annoying bits and bobs in every Doom game. Annoying levels here, there, and just about everywhere really when you can think of it. But overall this game is fantastic. It's got new levels as well, because this is a re-release that I'm playing. It's on the Xbox One, but you get PS4, PC, Switch. It's also got the Lost, like I was saying 2 seconds ago, the Lost levels, and it's abridged the gap between Doom 2016 and Doom 64, because they are official sequels to one another. We were unsure at first whether Doom was going to be a reboot. It's not. It's a continuation of the story. But the theory is that it's in a different plane of existence. It's in a parallel universe. And I'm actually fine with it. That's a fine, solid thing. So thanks for watching my video. If you've had your curiosity piqued on Doom 64, go get it. It's I think I paid $3.99 for it. Yeah, it's no dear. It's cheap as chips. Cheap as, well, it's not quite as cheap as a pint of beer, but you can't go to the pub now, so you might as well just enjoy some Doom, buy some beers in, and then blow demons away. Adios. Just as a wee thing before we get started in this video, there will be heavy spoilers for the game coming up in the video, right? So you've been warned. Right, so after doing my Love of Doom video, I deliberately withheld a couple of games. Doom 3, Doom 64, Doom 2016, and I've already talked about Doom Eternal enough. I've done a review and whatnot. So this is going to be a review of Doom 2016. I will also do a review of 64 and Doom 3. But right now, Doom 2016, let's fucking go!
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear, until it is done.
So what can I say about Doom 2016, other than the fact that I think it should have had a better title than just Doom? Because it's not a reboot. It's a reboot in spirit, but it's not actually a reboot in the context of the entire series. It's actually a sequel to Doom 64, which isn't fully confirmed until Doom Eternal, but doesn't change the facts. Those are the facts, people. This is coming after Doom 64, which is strange because the Doom Zero add-on for the original games is also a prequel, but that's unofficial, I'm going to imagine. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. Either way, fan-fucking-tastic time awaits you here within these walls of this box of demon slaughtering houseness. Yes, a game that is not afraid to shun the story that its counterparts so desperately cleave onto. Doom Guy, or Doom Slayer as he's now known, doesn't give a fuck about your story, doesn't give a fuck why he's there. He's just like, let me slaughter the demons for you that you let out the box again. Only in the original game it was a teleportation accident, so it was actually an accident. This was a robot guy harvesting hell energy for the energy crisis on Earth, which I just think is fucking strange. It's an ethereal plane. Where you getting the energy from? Well, I suppose if it did actually exist, it would have to sort of have some sort of energy source for life to grow, but it's also like where ghosts come from, so I don't know how that works. Maybe she just called the Ghostbusters, who knows? Who knows? That doesn't matter. It's not really important actually with the whole grasp of the game. The story is sidelined deliberately. So when you start playing Doom 2016, you'll get a wee guy saying "rip and tear until it's done." That cool. I'm fucking happy with that. Apparently that was taken from a comic years ago. God, remember that? The Doom comic? That just seems so fucking inconceivable at this point in time that there'd be a Doom comic, let alone 4 spin-off novels, only 2 of which were any good, and I only read the first 2 because they were basically novelizations of the game, and they were damn good, but the sequels I heard were shite, so I'm glad I didn't read them. Doom novels, Doom comics, Doom movies, all shite. Well, what do you expect? I don't know how they kind of get anything right when it goes to Doom going to other mediums. They just don't get it right. It's just like they almost get it right and they go, no, fluff it right at the fucking last second. Fluff it and fluff it hard. Anyway, so when you start this game up, you're going to see zombies that have got no eyes. Mars, you're going to see things that remind you of the original Doom. You're going to see things that remind you of Doom 3. You're going to see things that remind you of Doom 64. More like the environments and the hellscapes and things like that are quite similar from Doom 64. You're also going to see a lot of new shit as well, and it's like, yes, it's just... Mate, I loved this. This game was brilliant. It even came with a collector's edition that wasn't like £5,000. I think it was like 100. And you're talking from a game from 2016, May 2016, so halfway through the year almost. I mean, that's just down the road at this point in time, innit? That's just... I can see that day clearly in my hindsight. Now, if that would have been out the date, it'd be like £300. Or like the Doom Eternal one, which was 200 and came with a stupid fucking helmet that I couldn't wear because didn't fit me. I actually regret buying that collector's edition. Fucking wearable tat. That's the worst. That is the bottom of the fucking barrel, wearable tat. Anyway, I keep getting sidetracked. I've got little just wee tangents in my mind and I just... You're just going to have to put up with it. I'm an unconventional reviewer, right? These are unconventional times, you understand. So, back to 2016. So, you go through Mars, then you go through Hell, then you go through wrecked Mars, then you go through Hell again, and then you end up at the Spider Mastermind. So, it has beats from the original game, but it does enough new on its own, you know? And the Spider Mastermind turns out to be like a mutated human or something like that. It's weird. It's actually a really cool boss fight. I'd say all the boss fights in this game are cool, but I actually kind of think the middle boss fight, which is like, I don't know, it looks like something out of a Darksiders game. It doesn't look like it belongs in a Doom game. It's no terrible, but it's no good either. It's like the Guardian of Hell, I think it is, and that's where you get the Crucible from. It just looks like a gangly rock monster from a generic fantasy action RPG. Sorry, Id, you fucked that one up. And then at some point through the battle, you'll have to fight two at the one time. It's like, really? Is that the difficulty spike? 2 instead of 1? So it's twice as bone. Yep, it's not a good fight. And there only is 3 in the game. The other one being the Spider Mastermind at the end, and the Cyber Demon. When you need to get back into Hell, you need to get his energy core out his chest, and you'll take it out his chest, and then you'll smash it, or it blows up on its own, whatever. And then you get transported back to Hell, which the Cyber Demon is instantly resurrected by the power of Hell anyway, so... Aye, good. Maybe the first boss fight should have been like or the first part of the Cyber Demon boss fight should have been a stealth. A forced stealth section. Could you fucking imagine it? A forced stealth section in a Doom game. God, that doesn't even bear thinking about. That makes me cringe. Almost broke my spine. I cringed that bloody hard. Anyway. So this is a damn fine game, damn fine title. You're going to be hard pushed to find a better, more frantic, gory shooter than Doom 2016. And I like the designs of the monsters. Some of them haven't made it over to Doom Eternal. This one is my preferred game for the simple reason that it feels heavier than Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is a great game, by no stretch of any imagination, right? But it doesn't pretend that it's not a video game. It feels like something like a Mario or a Sonic. You know, it's daft. You get like spinning columns of fire in the middle of floating air, and you're like, that's weird. Why is that here? And then, like, all the ammo pickups are now 3D representations of the old ones from the original game, so they all look just that little bit cartoony for my liking. And the gameplay isn't as weighted as Doom 2016. So it's weird. It's part of the same series, but they do feel quite different in a lot of areas, more mechanically and in visuals, which is basically the most of it. It feels quite different, but yet you still go, yeah, I can see this is still, the imps still look like imps, but most of the other demons have got the designs from the original 2 Doom games, like the Cyber Demon in Doom 2016, and this one is completely redesigned. But yet the Cyber Demon in Doom Eternal, which has now been renamed to the Tyrant, looks like the Cyber Demon from the original game. It's just bizarre. Just feels weird. I can get why they went with the redesign in case it wasn't popular and a lot, but even still, why even bother redesigning it if you... I don't... There's some designs changes I just don't understand, and the main one is the visuals, the visual change. It's a bizarre one. I think I've said that enough, don't you? I do like what they've done with the chainsaw in this game though, where it's used to get back ammo. It is the same in Doom Eternal. What I prefer over the Doom Eternal version is that there's a wee spillage, wee spall, a wee reservoir of fuel that regenerates on its own. Really, you want to get the smaller enemies with the chainsaw and then batter the living shite out of the other demon. I'm talking about Doom Eternal too much, have you noticed? That's a Doom 2016 review. What the fuck are you doing? Right. So you're working with Samuel Hayden. He's a guy in a robot suit, right? Or he's a robot in a guy's suit. No, wait. Aye, robot. I think it's just a human brain in a fucking robot suit, right? Who cares? It's not really all that important, which has led people to believe this is a different universe. It's still within the Doom canon, but it's in an alternate human history universe. Kind of like Wolfenstein, the remakes of Wolfenstein. Yeah, kind of like that, only not as story orientated. So you can pick up codex entries all over the place that will fill you in on like demons and what they've done to them. They've cyberdined them. They've Terminator 2'd them, right? They've turned them into machines. Just sort of enhanced their capabilities for battle. Don't know what they fucking did that for. We only came here for energy. Is there some secret war that's been fought amongst the stars that we don't know about? Maybe, who knows. So the Olivia Pierce is your main fucking antagonist, and she's like part of a cult that still believes in human sacrifice. Basically worships the Doomslayer. And then goes mental and then goes back to hell and turns into Spider Mastermind at the end, and you're like, oh, okay, that's normal. She's a psycho. It turns into a giant spider. Really? A giant spider? I thought women were scared of spiders. I know a lot of men that are scared of spiders too. Spiders are scary looking fuckers, but I think they look kind of cute. Especially the wee hairy ones with the big eyes, and they just sort of shuffle and they're like blue, light blue colours. Aye. So you eventually catch up to her and scalp her, and there's been some new weapons. There's a military machine gun. You've got your Gauss rifle. You've still got all your favourites like your plasma gun, your BFG, your chainsaw, your double barrel shotgun, your normal shotgun. The pistol's a plasma gun now, and it's utterly fucking useless past the first 2 levels. You will not use it again. Might as well just have stamped it out like they did in Doom Eternal. You start with a shotgun, kind of like Quake. I want to revisit Quake now. Fuck's sake! Anyway, this is a bloody good game. You'll get it for hee-haw. It's on every major platform known to fucking dog kind. You get it on the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, Nintendo of, PC, probably a mobile phone port will appear at some point in time. Look, if you can run on the Switch, you can run on my phone. My phone's more powerful than my fucking PC, okay? Or you could just use that xCloud, you know, the live... We're not using Stadia, right, okay? Fuck Google. I probably shouldn't have said that, even though I'm on a Google site and uploading this to a Google site. They'll bury the video now. Not that they actually support small creators anyway, so it really doesn't fucking matter. I could say anything right now and it wouldn't make any blind bit of difference. I could probably slip them a tenner and I go, thanks for the tenner, silly prick. Fuck Stadia, it's shite and it's going to die within the next year anyway, so fuck them. So you could do that if you want to play it on your phone. By all rights, I think the xCloud, that's the Microsoft streaming service, is pretty good. Don't know, don't intend on using it. Don't have Game Pass. I need less games, I've got too much of a backlog, see? Anyway, I've rambled on about this game too much. This is like a million cheeseburgers out of McDonald's. No, let's try that one again. It's 25,000 gourmet cheeseburgers out of a really nice cheeseburger place. You can fill in the blank. I don't do numbers. It's a great game. End of fucking story. See you later. Right, listen up people, if you are under the age of 13, please leave, thank you. Just to let yous know, there's a ton of swearing in this video, so listener beware. Fancied a wee bit of a distraction tonight, so I thought, you know what, let's do it, let's review Doom Eternal. Yes. I'm going to put another wee warning out there, right now in fact. I'm going to be spoiling this game like nobody's business because I recently finished it. And I'm going to show you the whole intro. So skip ahead a couple of minutes if you don't want to see it, right? Good.
Casualties range in the billions.
We must pray now, brothers. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Attempting to acquire the Hell Priest signal.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hell Priest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They fear the mark of the beast.
Doom's one of the games that's been around since time began, or that's how it feels at this point in my life, because I'm getting old, right? This has been a landmark moment. I've seen the greatest video game of all time being born in 1993 to grow past its initial roots, shall we say, then for it to go through a transitionary period and die off, then for that project to be restarted multiple times and to be rebooted into what we've got now. From 2016 to 2020, Doom is the pinnacle of video game design for me when it comes to visuals, addictiveness, soundtrack, atmosphere, everything. It went through a greatest hits period back in the 90s with the PS1 and N64 versions of the game. They redone all the sound effects. Aubrey Hodges provided what was to be a sensationally scary, frightening and atmospheric soundtrack to that game. And it all culminates today, folks. Doom is my all-time favourite game. And I'm going to walk you through why I loved this game and what problems I had with it. Because let's be honest with ourselves now, there's no such thing as a perfect game, but see this one right here? Very, very close to perfection. So Mr. Doomslayer Man is back, or if you prefer to call him Doom Guy, or Doom Marine. In fact, he has those three names going for him now. Now, there are lore expansions within this game. I'll not spoil those, mostly because I didn't record any of that shite, so you're going to have to find out on your own. And I think that's how it should be anyway. There's one thing showing the intro, but showing the story throughout the game, I'm going to just really keep that to a minimum. There will be bits from the trailers that we've seen floating about that I'll add in as well. We cutscene moments for the trailers, things like that. Nothing that's not fresh, new, and it will be mostly spoiler free, but I can't keep everything, you know, under wraps. I wouldn't want to, know everything, but mostly what you'll see in here today stuff you've already seen. Right, anyway, so this game was delayed back in 2019 for about 5 months, and I was like, fucking what? Must have been about 2 or 3 weeks for the release. Oh, we're delaying the game until the 20th of March 2020. I was like, yeah, fucking bastard, I was this close, I bought here. Boom, right back it goes. It just shows you how things can go wrong in development, and that's just the way it is. And I'm glad they did do that, because it's a very polished experience. Not to say there's no bugs. Of course there's fucking bugs. I mean, look at the quality of what you're getting here, right? You're going to get bugs, cockroaches, fireflies, all that shit. But they're kept to a minimum, and the ones that do appear don't appear very often. I will say one thing about the game though, it is incredibly hard. I mean, from Doom 2016 I can play that almost to completion on ultra violence, no bother. But this one, I'm playing on easy. Here we go, here comes the gatekeeping. What the fuck do you mean you're playing it on easy? Look, I struggled like fuck. Up to about 3/4 of the way through this game. I just went, you know what? That's enough. I play games to enjoy myself, not to fucking break my own sanity. If I want to do that, I'll do overtime at work. No, I do this for fun. So down the difficulty went, and I started having fun. I still got my arse kicked a few times as well, so oh, fuck's sake. I'm like, imagine this bit in ultra violence. Mate, you look at you and you drop dead. Hey, fucking archviles and all, they're back. Oh, there's more than you actually think, and they'll just appear, but sometimes it'll be like, you'll see these wee guys glowing red, and they'll be like, is that an archvile? No, it's just a totem doing the same job as a fucking archvile. It's not even bad enough that you've got these machines and monsters that can bring back other machines and monsters. You've got to have these totems that do the same thing. Fuck off, bastards. So the forces of hell have invaded Earth. Now thematically this is just a remake of Doom 2, right? Okay, good, we've got that out of the way. So you're going to see some familiar faces from beginning to end. Familiar from Doom 2016 and familiar from Doom 2. And you'll get wee collectibles like you got in Doom 1620 of. They all came in the shape of like, various colours of Doom Guy. Now these ones come in all shapes and sizes, from floppy disks holding cheat codes to vinyl records holding songs. The MIDI files as well. I don't know if it's got any other than that. I only listen to the one, right? Plus you'll get your wee figurines dotted about, and I've already heard complaint, why is there wee figurines and collectibles in Doom? This is supposed to be like Doom from 1993. Well, fuck's sake, I mean, people exhaust me, do you know that? Because these cunts are never fucking happy. I mean, never happy. I'm happy. I enjoyed myself, I enjoyed the hell out of this game, and I even went back. You might be wondering, how come you've got the rocket launcher at the start of the game? Well, I'm going to tell you, because I finished the game, collected all this shit, upgraded myself past fucking godhood, and I thought, do you know what, I want a wee bit of footage from the start of the game, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to load it up again, get some footage from the early levels, level 1 and 2, and then we'll go from there, because the most footage I've got is from much later on in the game. Okay, I'm leaving the middle bit untainted, or trying to. Fuck's sake. Fucking be happy for once in your fucking fuck's sake. I really sincerely hope that nobody understood a fucking syllable or songable of that. But aye, back to this master piece. Yeah. Now it feels familiar comparing it to 2016. Doom 2016. But it also feels very different, it's a lot more fluid. I didn't think that was possible. It's got a different weight to it, and it kind of feels, it's weird, it's like, aye, it's got a different look, got a different weight, the graphics are much nicer, much more detailed. The combat flows a hell of a lot faster, my god, that difficulty. And aye, the difficulty, it's like Dark Souls. I don't know why every game has to mimic Dark Souls in its difficulty, at least it comes with different options, so it's fine. It has to play like Dark Souls, it plays like Doom, fuck's sake. But the rules apply from the last. When you stand still, you're going to get murdered. 2 seconds into it. Don't stand still, move, jump, dash, you know what I mean? Do all that. And they'll throw some big enemies at you really fucking quite early on. Second level sees your Arachnotron turn up. I was like, what the fuck is this? An Arachnotron! At the beginning of the game! You imagine that in an entry bay in Doom, and fuck Doom Cyber Demon, you're like, yeah, fucking bastard. He does make a return, but he's nowhere near as dangerous as he was in the previous game. But the only time you really fought him in the previous game was a boss fight. This one's not a boss fight. This one behaves a lot more like a bog standard enemy that can still fuck you up, and he's still gigantic. But he looks like the Cyber Demon from the old games rather than the new games. Where does Doom 3 fit in? Who knows? You get faceplate, you get all kinds of fucking customizable things. And I'm not just talking about like your Praetor suit upgrade, your armor upgrade, your fucking weapon upgrades. I'm talking fucking like the screen, you can change what fucking throne you're standing on. I've got like the demonic Slayer skin because I pre-ordered the game, which came with Doom 64 as well. I've done a video on Doom 64. I'm not doing another one, but it's mental. It's like you can go through all your different skins for your weapons. The Doom guy, demons. You know, like you can have a look at them. There's codex entries. Now they used to appear as like wee PDAs in Doom 2016. Now they're like burning pages from hell itself, and you pick that up and you get information. Which also is good to read them because it can show you the weaknesses of certain enemies, what weapons work better. Like you've got your machine gun, don't use it in a Cacodemon, fucking hopeless. Use your shotgun, specifically sticky bombs, because the stupid bastards will swallow them and put them into an instant stagger, and you're like, ah, it's out with your eye, you prick. And they're fucking lethal and all. I couldn't believe it, just like, oh, fuck you, boom, dead. I was like, what the fuck is this? Fucking took a big chunk at me, I was dead in 2 seconds, fucking flat. Put it on easy mode. That's what I did, because I had to. Not only am I getting old, but I'm not feeling too well these days because, well, yeah, enough of that pish. Mick Gordon returns to do the soundtrack as he did with Doom 2016, and oh my god, it's so good. It's even more violent than the last one. I just can't wait for the CD to come out, and I'm going to grab that CD and I'm going to play it. And I'm going to play it again because it's fucking great. So the soundtrack, basically what you expect. Some of the bigger things that I like in this, bigger changes, would be the damage to the monsters. I mean, you rip them a fucking part. The Baron of Hell's changed quite a bit. The Hell Knight seems a little less dangerous than he was before. That's alright, they've changed his look a wee bit and all, but that's cool. I knew who it was. Glory Kills make a return. Everything like that, everything you can expect. It's just all dialed up to 11, folks, and the game's longer. The set's about double. I didn't really take any notice of how long I was playing it for, but it was a while. It was a few days. Died a lot though in the process. Other big changes. Platforming. Now this is a contentious point, even for me. Comes to platforming and first person type games, I wasn't a big fan. That's because the engines were shite. I remember Half-Life did that back in the day. What a mistake. Fucking hopeless. This is great. It's hard, it's tense. You're never really going to get a moment in this game to catch your breath unless you just kill everything and just stand there and go, Jesus, that was something. Then you're like, I need to do platforming now, and that can also be something. And then there'll be like bits where you're platforming and getting shot at, and you're like, oh my god. That is an endurance test, this game. Fuck. Go get it. I mean, Jesus. I'm going to rattle on about this. I'm going to be playing this game for fucking years to come. This is like another Doom. Well, it is another Doom. That sounds kind of stupid now, that way I put it, isn't it? But it's like, it's another addictive fucking demonic shooter. Architecture's great. Actually, a lot of the architecture in some of the levels reminds me of Darksiders. And I'm wondering, is it worth them even redoing the original Quake? Because this is pretty much what that is. Right, downsides. Some downsides, I'll do some downsides. Downsides are the difficulty, which I've already mentioned, so I'll not talk about it anymore. Other downsides being, I'm not that great at platforming. So, it is good, but it can be annoying at times. You're like, fuck sake. The boss battles can be a wee bit annoying as well. I'm not a big fan of traditional boss battles with their energy bars on them. Like, it's a bit, I don't know, passe. They're just annoying. They're not terrible. There's bits of them you're like, fucking annoying. Your gore nests are now optional, in which you'll find them and you have to destroy demons that it spawns within a certain amount of time. I got a Marauder in one of the last ones and I was like, fuck this, I'm off. I'm not doing this, can't be bothered. The Marauders are a pain in the hole. Probably the new enemy I don't like the most is the Marauder. Nah, I'm not a fan. They're a cheap pain in the arse. They're fucking fast as lightning. They've got a shield that can deflect every attack you throw at it. There's a very specific signalled attack they'll do where their axe will glow green and they'll lunge towards you. That's the only time you can damage them. Plus they'll summon a fiery spectral wolf, and if it bites you it slows you down. Like, are you fucking serious? I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was just one, but you fight multiple ones throughout the entire campaign. Well, halfway through the game and then onwards. And he shows up as like a boss. I'm like, I'm pure fucking, I know what you're all about, Doomslayer. I'm going to open your eyes and all. What were your axe, you prick? See if you want to convince somebody or something, you don't attack them, you talk to them. Plus I think this is basically like, I had this idea that what if they did like a Dark Slayer, like Doom guy gets killed and possessed, and you're like having to start the third game as an up and coming Sentinel, Doom Slayer type guy. But they've kind of done that with the Marauder, because that's exactly what the Marauder is. He's just another Sentinel like yourself, only he's went bad. Aye. So in conclusion, this game is out for PS4, Xbox One and PC. There is a Switch version in the works, but I wondered what that's going to fucking look like. This game looks sensational. The Switch is going to struggle. It's going to struggle, they're going to have to strip it back. I wouldn't be surprised if the levels are stripped back. So in between levels you can fuck about in your Fortress of Doom. You've got like, was it like a demonicry or whatever, it's a murder fucking place. You can go and battle the demons you've slain to practice to see what you need to do. I didn't really do all that. It's a mission in the game, but it's over in moments, and you need these Sentinel batteries to upgrade and expand your fortress. But it's fucking cool. You're going to see some familiar faces, you're going to see some new faces, you're going to have chills and spills and thrills and rills and hills and mills and dills, and you're going to go, fuck's sake, and it's going to be over, and you're going to go, I want to do all that again right away. And I think that's the mark of a truly great game, is when you want to go right back in seconds after finishing it, because you kind of think of what else to do. Right, I want to thank everybody for watching this, and for listening to me ramble away like a fucking tube. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.
Whenever you're ready. We cannot regain control of Urdak without the Seraphim's help. You broke the seal when you awakened the icon of sin in their world. The balance between their two dimensions has been broken, with the demons now in control of Urdak.
Portal ready in 3, 2...
Welcome to another episode of having a wee horror look at, you know, a wee Halloween themed thing going on. So thought I'd continue it until the end of the week, as it is the season and all that scheisse. In case you don't know what these videos are, they're impression videos, where I don't have the time to finish everything I own at the present time, or I'm just asleep, whichever. Usually asleep. I like naps. I like naps after early rises and earlier finishes. Anyway, what we talking about today, yeah? Talking about Doom Eternal, Ancient Gods Part 1. Bit of DLC for some Doom. No had that for quite a while. No had single player DLC for Doom since probably Doom 3 with Resurrection of Evil and that other thing that came out with the BFG edition. You're probably wondering what I think of this. It's good. I'm only kidding, I'll give you more information than that, but not a lot more, only about 2 minutes worth more, maybe slightly longer than that. I hear you have to make your videos 10 minutes or longer for YouTube to even consider you algorithm worthy. Oh, and that's wonderful, isn't it? I don't know if I can waffle on a load of pish about this game. So even a game, it's an add-on. It's an add-on when you need to own the previous title, being Doom Eternal. Eternally Doom. Eternally... Yes. I'm trying not to swear. Trying not to swear for me is like... what's the best way to put this? It's like... trying not to breathe. Or... and that's a bit as essential as life gets. gasping for a drink of water and no taking it. Imagine that, imagine that. Can you imagine that? Do you want to imagine? Who cares, I'm talking pish. And whilst I'm whittling on a lot of scheisse in the foreground, you'll probably just watching the gameplay, just watching the game. Like, aye, this looks cool. Mad, mental, violent boss battles that look irritating. New enemies. I've come across one so far, which is an eyeball atop what looks like some sort of neon altar. And you have to be careful with your shots, because it could just close its eye and that's it. Completely impregnable. Why don't you just make all the demons wear suits of this impregnable armour and they would be, well, unstoppable? I always find it weird to have enemies like that in a game. Unless they open their eye, you can't damage them whatsoever. Gonna give a suit made out of what they're made out of? Please. No, mate, because then the game would be fucked, wouldn't it? The game would be downright fucked. Doomslayer would be finished, his career would be over as the angriest man on Earth and in Hell, and he wouldn't be able to defeat any more demons because they would be undefeatable. That'd be him pumped to a job. But what? The rawhide arse of a demon that he couldn't shoot through. How sad. How pathetic. How lame. God damn it. Never get fed up of life. Yeah. Every damn day of the week. Every damn day. This isn't funny, is it? It's like when Dave Chappelle went from being funny to activist. Wasn't funny. It was just angry. And people were like, fuck did we come here for? We came here so you could, you know, alleviate us from our depressive natures. No fucking make them worse. Right, anyway. I like Dave Chappelle, it's funny. I wouldn't say he's one of my favourite comedians, but he's up there. He's up there with the Doug Stanhope's, Chris Rock's. Actually, I don't like Chris Rock anymore. I don't know how I find he's super white teeth distracting. Who else? No. Who else? Another good comedian. Come on, you've got it in you. Billy Connolly, Kevin Bridges. I'd say Frankie Boyle, but he's, I don't know, irritating now, I suppose. Maybe I've just grown old and grown weary of that type of comedy, if you can call it that. Not really sure standing up on stage and calling people retards for 30 minutes is really considered comedy these days, but what the fuck do I know? Not a lot, apparently. And I'm supposed to be talking about this game, but I've actually ran out of things to say because I haven't finished it. Aye, good. Alright, that's not entirely true. It's carnage. It's pure carnage, and I do love that it's pure carnage, and you'll hopefully be, you know, seeing that through the gameplay that it is pure
carnage. It's mental. It's bombastic. If you liked Doom Eternal, you'll like this. So somebody, I was watching another video on this and someone was talking about, well, if you didn't like Doom Eternal, you'll not like this. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. If you didn't like Doom Eternal, you won't like this. If Doom Eternal wasn't for you, neither's that. What? Obviously, it's DLC for Doom Eternal. Yeah, fucking numpty. If you didn't like ice cream, chances are you'll not like this ice cream either. Do you not like vanilla? No, not particularly. Well, you probably won't like this one either. What is it? It's vanilla with a hint of banana. That was shite, wasn't it? That was pure fucking crap. I do agree though that this is probably harder than Doom Eternal, because you get thrown everything at once. Cacodemons, arachnotrons, mancubi, the big horny guys, the Hell Knights, the Barons of Hell. I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be in this. They're like Barons of Hell only with bladed arms and don't throw fireballs at you. Is that just another Hell Knight? I don't know. I don't get it. There's imps. There's other bad things that shoot things at you, and it's quite non-stop actually. And the new demon I came across, it's not really a demon. It's like a fucking ornament that shoots at you. You're a pain in the arse, a pain in the tits. You need to use like scope weapons from a distance and hope that it doesn't shut its eye. If I can stick that gun right up its brown eye and blow it for the... yeah, never mind. Never mind. Or maybe just pepper you with some gameplay and tunes. If not, if I don't do that, I'll end the video relatively soon. I do like the Ancient Gods DLC. It's fun. It's fun time, fun tabular. It's more of the same, but different. So that tells you absolutely fucking nothing. Well, there's Marauders in it again. Everyone loves a Marauder. They're actually quite fun to fight against, but I just generally think the fight can just drag on a wee bit too long and I get bored. It's like, how many fucking rounds of shit can you shovel down your throat before you're sick? Well. Who cares on that one? Do you know what? See this? I'm done. Alright, welcome to another episode of a wee horror look at for the Halloween season, and today it's Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods Part 2! I think this will be the final DLC for Doom Eternal somehow. They've only said there was going to be 2 story packs. And I'm very happy that they did it, and they added some new shit in. Some of it I like, some of it I find very frustrating, but still very cool. Like the Stone Imp, I'm a big fan of the Stone Imp. You need to use the shotgun's automatic fire mode if you want to take them down, or you can use the big hammer that you get not too far into the story. Other things, you get the Screecher zombie. Try not to hit them at all, because all they do is scream and buff everything around you, and it's just a pain in the buttocks. Then you've got the Armoured Baron of Hell, and he's got like a big mace, and when that glows, shoot it and it'll knock all his armour off, and that's the only way you'll be able to damage him, and you'll only have a certain amount of time to damage him before his armour comes back on. It's wonderful stuff. Very frustrating in some cases, especially when you're in the heat of a massive fucking battle, and then you're expected to have a pinpoint accuracy shot from across the battlefield. It's a pest. Sometimes you're better off just ignoring that big prick. The levels seem to be a wee bit more open as well. Not terribly much, but there's a wee bit more room for manoeuvring, which is good in the bigger battles because you need that fucking room. They're also not as demonic as I thought they were going to be. There was like this bit, it just kind of looks like Skyrim a wee bit. It's just all snowy and I like it. It's green and it's snowy and you've got to kill a lot of bad guys, and you know, I'm all for that. You find out that the Dark Lord person is just a carbon copy of you, or you're a carbon copy of him. Something like that. But obviously where the game really does excel is in its insane battles, and there are plenty to be had here. Plenty! Some might say too insane, especially when you get a battle and it's got a massive mix. You've got Screecher zombies in there, you've got Armoured Barons in there, and the last thing you really want is for those pricks to become buffed. Fucking hell, man. The one thing you can do with the Stone Imp is chainsaw them, so they're not that difficult really. You just walk up, chainsaw the bastard in half, and you get all your ammo back, so it's pretty good. But if you've got a bunch of them, you will need to sort your tactics out and all that good shit. I haven't fully finished the DLC, either of them actually, but this is just an impressions video, so I'm just wetting your fucking gaming taste buds here, okay? I'm just giving you a taste of what you can expect. Because sometimes that's all you really need, just a wee bit of a spur on to get your juices flying. There's also puzzles involving the meat hook from the double barrel shotgun, or sorry, the super shotgun, which is actually, they're pretty good. You slingshot yourself around corners and everything. I quite like it. I know there's been criticisms about the traversal, especially when it comes to platforming, but the game needed to evolve somehow. Couldn't just be another Doom game, so this is how it evolved. Makes it a wee bit more gamey and a little more Super Mario than serious Doom, but they have went for the more arcadey approach for Doom Eternal, which is fine. But I still like the meatiness and the griminess of Doom 2016 a little bit more. But I still love Doom Eternal. What a fucking fantastic title it is. And it really is just an aesthetic thing I prefer about Doom 2016, not a gameplay thing. Just wondering where they'll take Doom after this. Maybe they'll take the game further into the stratosphere, into different galaxies and dimensions and all that shit. Not that they haven't done that, but they probably have got more to explore. I don't want it to rush out and become silly, like really fucking silly. And honestly, I'd like them to revisit some of their other older IP, like maybe a Heretic reboot or another Quake game. I know they've just released Quake via the PlayStation and Xbox and PC remaster route, but I'd like them a fully fledged, realised reboot of Quake would be something special, I think. But it's deciding on which, you know, path to go down, because Quake's a very fractured gameplay series. It's like medieval fantasy, Lovecraftian horrors in one game, and then it's just in space the next, with body horror. So, do they go down the original Quake route? Do they go down the Quake 2, Quake 4 route? Kind of like both actually, but I'd like them to be separate series. Don't want them to be Quake. How do you do that with, I don't know. They've got their work cut out for them if they're bringing Quake back, but we'll see what happens in the future, and I hope whatever they do with Doom isn't rushed and is maybe left to rest for a wee while now, because we've had some fantastic Doom content since 2016 after Doom 3's sort of debacle and Doom 4's constant rebooting of its development process. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you decide to pick this up, because it is bloody good fun. I'll see you all later.
This is the Torch of Kings. Lighting it signifies to all that a warrior seeks passage to the World Spear. Priests forbid the use of this beacon. If there are any remaining free tribes left in Argentinor, all will see this light and know what your mission is here.
We are still a day's walk away from the World Spear. You're not the only one who wants this mission accomplished. If you defeat the Dark Lord, any demon outside of Hell would be destroyed.